Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. In today's video, I'm going to cover everything you need to own and take care of guinea pigs. So whether you're a first-time guinea pig owner or you already have guinea pigs and you're just wondering if you're doing everything right and you have everything you need, this is the video for you. I'm going to cover everything you need to take care of your guinea pig, house your guinea pig, and keep them safe, happy, and loved. First off, we're going to talk cages and enclosures. Where should you keep your guinea pig and what should you keep your guinea pig in? Your guinea pig definitely needs some type of enclosure to spend their time in. There's a bunch of different options out there on the market and DIY for what kind of cage you can have for your guinea pig. The two most common options I would say are the CNC cage or the Midwest cage. The Midwest is sort of your basic starter guinea pig cage. It's what I started out with, and it's what a lot of people start out with as well. It's around 8 square feet, which is pretty good for a pair of females or for a single pig. For a pair of males, you're going to want closer to 10 square feet, which in that case, you could buy 2 Midwest and connect them, or you could go the CNC cage route. CNC cages are very diverse. You can get them store-bought or you can do them DIY. There are a lot of options out there. CNC stands for cubes and coroplast, and that's basically the two main things that the cage is made out of. If you want to go store-bought, you can check out Guinea Pig Cages Store. They have a ton of different options and lots of different ways to do it. If you want to go DIY, there are lots of videos out there as well. For more information on like every cage available on the market and all the different options of cages, I do have a whole video dedicated to guinea pig cages that I will link in the description and up above as well. But basically, you just need a guinea pig cage that is safe, has walls at least 12 inches high, and is around 8 to 10 square feet at least. So now that you have your cage, what kind of bedding should you put in it? There's a couple different options here, but you do want to make sure that whatever bedding you use is absorbable. Guinea pigs cannot really be litter trained. It's highly unlikely to find ones that can be. And in general, they're going to pee all over the cage, wherever they want, and as much as they want. There's really no litter training them. So you want to make sure that the bedding you use in your cage can absorb their urine. As far as wood beddings, you do want to make sure you stay away from cedar. Do not buy cedar shavings or any sort of cedar bedding. Cedar can contain oils that can be very harmful for your guinea pigs if ingested, or just smelling them in general coming off of those cedar chips, and it can end up causing respiratory issues down the line. So you really want to avoid any kind of cedar bedding. If you do want to do a wood bedding, I would recommend either kiln dried pine or kiln dried aspen. The key word here is kiln dried. Make sure your bedding is kiln dried, and that way it is safe for your guinea pigs to breathe in. I personally prefer kiln dried aspen. I find the texture to be a lot softer and a lot better for their feet. Another disposable bedding option is paper bedding. You do want to make sure that you stay away from scented bedding. I would not get any lavender or rose or whatever scented bedding. Your bedding does not need to have a scent, it just needs to absorb. You can get paper bedding from brands such as Carefresh, KT Clean and Cozy, and my top favorite is Small Pet Select. I just love how soft their bedding is, and it also comes in really large amounts, so that's personally the paper bedding that I prefer. Now, if you're only going to have bedding in a small area of your cage, such as in the litter box or in your hay area, you could go with pelleted bedding. I would avoid using pelleted bedding for the entire base of your cage, just because those pellets are kind of large and it's not comfortable for your guinea pigs to be walking on that all the time. But if it's only in a small area or it's only where your hay is, it would be fine. You can either do kiln dried wood pellets, the most common is kiln dried pine pellets, or you can do paper pellets. The one thing you want to look for in paper pellets and all paper bedding in general is that there's not baking soda in it. A lot of companies will put baking soda in their bedding because it can be sort of like a deodorizer, but at the same time, if your guinea pig were to ingest the bedding and ingest that baking soda, that's not very good for them, so just make sure you avoid that. Now, if you're not looking to cover the entire base of your cage with disposable bedding, you could also go the fleece blanket or the fleece liner route, which is very popular and a lot of people use it for their guinea pigs, including myself. I have used fleece for many, many years. So basically you can buy these fleece liners pre-made from many stores, and they'll come in the common dimensions of the CNC cages or of the Midwest cage. You can buy them online from places such as Guinea Dad, Guinea Pig Cages Store, or there's a lot of Etsy small businesses out there that sew their own liners in a lot of different fun and colorful patterns, and you can buy these as well to use in your cage. So basically the way that the fleece liners work to absorb the pee is that there is an absorbent layer underneath the fleece. Usually this is some sort of U-Haul blanket or something that absorbs the pee, and then the fleece itself is sewn on top of that absorbing layer, and the fleece goes through a process called wicking, which basically means it's washed with really hot water, and this sort of removes that film that is on top of it, and this way when your guinea pigs pee on it, it will go through the fleece and absorb into the layer underneath, leaving the top nice and dry. If you wanted to try and sew your own fleece liners, you can. If you have experience sewing or you want to learn, there's lots of tutorials out there on how to do this. If you want to do fleece, but you don't know how to sew and you don't want to buy pre-made liners, there is another option. This is one that I did for a very long time. Basically, you can buy washable, reusable puppy pads, lay those down in your cage, and then just place your plain wicked fleece blanket on top. And this is sort of a no-sew DIY way to have a fleece liner and a fleece bedding in your cage without having to spend a lot of money on a pre-sewn liner. Now, if you're gonna go the fleece route, I would recommend having at least 2 sets of fleece or 2 liners so that it's easy to clean your cage and swap them out without having to wait for your washer to complete the wash cycle. And it's just a lot easier that way to make sure you at least have 2 sets. Now that you have your cage and you either have your bedding or your fleece in there, it's time to put some hides in there. Guinea pigs are prey animals, which means they don't want to be out in the open just all the time. They want to have places where they can hide and feel safe. So the general rule is to make sure you have at least 1 hide per guinea pig. So if you had 2 guinea pigs, you would have 2 hides. If you had 3 guinea pigs, you would have 3 hides, and so on. In general, you just do want to provide as many hides as you can within your cage without overcrowding it. So guinea pigs do like to run around. I've seen mine run laps around their cage. So you want to make sure that you're not packing it so full of houses and hides that they don't have any room to run. Now, there are so many options out there for guinea pig houses. I swear I can make like a full 30-minute video on this of all the kinds of houses there are. So I'm just going to hit the highlights and you can sort of go out there, shop around, and see what you like for your cage and for your guinea pigs. I would say one of the most common types of houses is fleece hides. So these are made with the same fleece that liners are made out of, and they can be tunnels, they can be beds, they can be cubes, domes, whatever. People get very creative with sewing and making whatever kind of hide they want. You can find a lot of these on places such as Etsy. Guinea Pig Cages store sells them, and I also like Fur Baby Fleece for shopping for fleece hides. Do keep in mind if you decide to buy fleece hides, they do have to be washed, usually about every week, if not more often, depending on how often your guinea pigs are peeing inside of them. So just keep that in mind that they are a bit more maintenance in terms of cleaning and washing. Another option is to go the more natural route. So you can buy wooden houses or like woven hay houses or houses made out of natural materials. You can find these on places such as Small Pet Select and the Pig Room, as well as at a lot of local pet stores. I just like to sort of shop online and support small businesses. So there is a lot of different options out there for those woven materials. And a bonus is if your house is made out of wood or a woven sort of grass material, your guinea pigs can also chew on it, which they cannot do with the fleece houses. There are also plastic hides and plastic houses out there, and these can be good. The one thing I would just note is to make sure your guinea pig is not excessively chewing this. You don't want them to be actually consuming plastic. Some guinea pigs will obsessively chew the plastic houses, and in this case, you don't want to use that for them. Plastic is fine if your guinea pigs are not like chewing literal chunks out of it. So in general, just keep an eye and make sure they aren't actually eating the plastic. If you want to do something cheaper, you can do a DIY cardboard house. The one thing to note about this is to make sure that your cardboard box does not have any tape or plastic left on it, and there's not any ink sort of close to the edges or close to where you cut out your doors that your guinea pigs could possibly like chew the cardboard and consume the ink. But cardboard can be great, and it's a great way to repurpose boxes, and it's very cheap, and they love to chew it, so it can be a good sort of DIY on a budget option for houses. Next up, we're gonna talk toys and treats. So guinea pigs' teeth never stop growing. Their whole life, their teeth grow. So they definitely need stuff to chew on to wear their teeth down, which is where toys come in. Toys also help provide enrichment and stimulate them and give your guinea pigs something to do besides just wandering around their cage and eating. It gives them something to interact with and play with. When shopping for toys, a general rule is to make sure they are made out of wood or grass or other natural materials. If you are shopping for a toy and it does not say what it is made out of, I would not recommend buying it. A lot of companies put in glue as sort of a binder to hold their toys together. You don't want that. If you can't figure out what the toy is made out of, or the company doesn't list what the toy is made out of, I would just avoid getting it. Now, as far as treats go, I will say the best treat to feed and the easiest is fruit. Just a small piece of fruit, a blueberry, a piece of strawberry, something like that, a piece of apple. Those are really the best and most natural and safest treats for your guinea pig. Again, it is a treat. You don't want to feed fruit too often, but once or twice a week, a little bit of apple, that's completely fine. And that's definitely the easiest route to go for treats. If you're looking for store-bought treats, please make sure to avoid anything with dairy, yogurt, nuts, or seeds. These are often marketed as safe for guinea pigs when they are in fact not. So you want to make sure that your treats are generally hay-based and made out of the sort of same natural materials that they would be chewing on or that you would find in their food. Some of my favorite places to shop for treats and toys are Well Kept Rabbit, The Pig Room, and Crazy Critter Toys. All these places sell a wide variety of treats and toys that are safe and natural and great for your guinea pigs to play with, chew on, and interact with. Next, we're going to talk food supplies. So you have your cage set up, you have your hides, your toys, you have all the fun stuff, and now you have to actually get the stuff to feed your guinea pig. So as far as water goes, most people use water bottles. You can use a water bowl if you'd like. I found some of my guinea pigs don't even know how to use a water bowl. They've just always used bottles. So do keep that in mind. As well, water bowls can get very, very dirty. Guinea pigs are messy. They will kick stuff into their water dish. They will poop in it. It will get dirty. So if you're going to have a water bowl, make sure you change it out frequently. And I would also just provide a water bottle as a backup in case their water bowl gets soiled and you're not around to change it. You do want to make sure they still have access to fresh water. You should also give your guinea pig unlimited access to hay. There should be hay at all times in the cage where they are able to eat it. For guinea pigs, they need their gut system and their GI tract to sort of be in constant movement. So they're going to be eating all day long, and they should be able to eat all day long by having this unlimited access to hay. You can feed either Timothy hay or orchard grass. Orchard grass as well is hypoallergenic. So if you find you're having allergies to your guinea pigs, it might actually be their hay, and I would recommend trying orchard grass in general. It's less likely to affect people with allergies. For hay, a money-saving tip is to buy in bulk. I have 8 guinea pigs and I buy 50 pounds of hay. Obviously, if you have less, you would not need that much hay, but the more hay you buy at once, the cheaper it's going to be, and they are going to use it. They eat a lot more hay than you think, and you will end up using all of it, so buying in bulk can save you a bit of money. My favorite hay brands are Oxbow and Small Pet Select. You can get Oxbow at most pet stores, on Chewy, on Amazon, as well as Small Pet Select is on Chewy, and they have their own website where they have lots of different kinds of hays that you can try, as well as some special treat hays that you can use to mix up your guinea pig's diet. Now, when you offer hay, it's best to just put it in a pile in the cage or in a hay bag. I would avoid using a wire hay rack, as it can be hard for your guinea pig to freely eat and get the hay out of there, as well as some wire hay racks run the risk of your guinea pig getting their leg or their head stuck in there. Now for pellets, there is a lot of options out there, so I'm just going to give a few general guidelines to look for when you're shopping for pellets. In general, you want to avoid anything with nuts and seeds or anything that has colored, dyed, like bits or chunks in it. You don't want that. You just want a plain, regular pellet. My top 2 favorite brands are Oxbow and Sherwood. I personally feed the Oxbow Garden Formula to all of my guinea pigs. The next part of the guinea pig diet is veggies. You want to make sure that you are feeding your guinea pig fresh vegetables every single day. You want to make sure that at least some of these vegetables are higher in vitamin C, as guinea pigs cannot make their own vitamin C, and so you have to provide it for them in vegetable form. This is often done with sweet peppers. I feed my guinea pigs sweet peppers every single day. Some other good vegetable options include romaine lettuce, green leaf lettuce, red leaf lettuce, cilantro, parsley. You can feed them cucumbers. There's lots of stuff out there. If you want a more in-depth dive into guinea pig diet, what you should feed them, how much you should feed them, all of that, I will link my guinea pig diet video in the description and up above as well. And there's also some other information out there if you want to dive more into the nuance. This is just sort of a overhead, high level kind of diet and what you would need for them. Now, as far as food dishes, you really don't have to have like food bowls or food dishes for your guinea pigs' pellets or for their veggies. You can just kind of sprinkle them across the cage. That's what I do. And this way it spreads everything out and makes sure your guinea pigs aren't fighting over their veggies. And it gives them a little bit more enrichment as they sort of have to explore the cage, sniff around, and figure out where the veggies are. And that wraps up my list of everything you need to own a guinea pig. This was sort of bare bones, high level overview. If you're interested in seeing anything more in depth or exploring any of these topics more in depth, I will have more of my videos linked in the description, as well as I will be linking a lot of the websites and shops and products that I mentioned in this video, so they are able for you to shop easily. If you have a question, please leave a comment down below and I will try to get back to you. If you're interested in seeing more educational videos, or there's any specific topics you want me to talk about, please let me know that as well. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you did and subscribe to see more of my content. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you again soon with another video. Bye!